Going to draw 8, 4 and 3, 6, okay? 3, 6, D. And what's the other one? 8, 4, C. Are you okay with that? Okay. And what's A? And B? Shh. Okay. Shh. Paulina wants to prove that ABCD is actually a square. Find the length of AB and show it equals the length of AD. Do you see the vertical lines? The two vertical lines trigger off a response in me to write down the distance formula. That's what's happening, and that should be the same for everybody in the class. When you see those two vertical lines, you go, I'm doing the distance formula all day long. Well, nothing I can do about that. Yeah, I'm only on part 1, so let's do part 1. So we have x1, y1, and x2, y2. Here we go. We're going to do AB first. 6 take away 1 squared plus minus 1 take away minus 1 squared. Did anybody get the square root of 29? Yeah. Anybody got that? Okay. And then for the blue one, which I'll do, the blue numbers are over here. You can be x1, y1. You can be x2, y2. You enter into the calculator. You go 3 take away 8 squared. 6 take away 4 squared. And once again, it's going to be square root of 29. Both lengths. How many people, Carol, actually, sorry guys, I actually figured I did CD. I was meant to do BC, wasn't I? And oddly enough, so even though I got it right, I would lose marks because I didn't do exactly what they wanted. They wanted me to do BC. So that's my fault. Thank you for that. Okay, so here it is. So we're going to go 6 take away 8 squared, and then on the other one, what do you reckon? Minus 1. What do you think? Minus 1 minus 4 squared. Is that alright? So what do we think we get here, guys? It's going to be the square root of 29. So they are the same. My bad earlier. Now we go on to B part 2. Ready for B part 2? Okay. Without measuring the diagram, show that AB is perpendicular to BC. When you're talking about the word perpendicular, am I talking about lengths? What am I talking about? Angles or slopes? Yeah? So, generally speaking, would you all agree that 3/4 and turn that upside down and change the sign? Would you agree that the two of them are perpendicular to each other? What happens when you multiply them both by each other? So the rule is get your two slopes and multiply them, and the answer has to equal -1. This proves they do in fact cross at a 90-degree angle. However, we do not know the slopes, do we? Now, there's a cheap way of doing this. I'm going to show you now. It's AB and BC. You could do the formulas. How many times will I have to do the formula? You look at how many. I'm going to do that formula twice, haven't I? I'm lazier than that. Far lazier than that I am. Smarter as well. Now here's... Oh, it sort of says without measuring the diagram. Well, I suppose if it does say without measuring the diagram, I would be running the risk. I could do it like this. What was it? AB and BC? AB would be how many blocks down and how many blocks across? Two down and 5 across. So the slope of AB would be -2/5. I think what it means by measuring the diagram, I think what it means is getting out a protractor and doing it. Does that make sense? I can't like get out a protractor and say, oh look, this is 90 degrees because I measured it using my protractor. I think that's what they're getting at when in this question. Yes. Yeah, go on. Yeah, eventually you will, yeah. No, not the November exam. So I think what they're guarding us against is they don't want us doing this. They don't want us. Why can't I spin this? They don't want me measuring it. Basically, you used to be able to rotate this, so I can't rotate it anymore. That's interesting. Oh, I can. Is it this thing? There you go. They don't want me measuring that as 90 degrees. Everybody got that? So I'm still allowed to do the slopes this way though. So what's the slope of the other one? 2 across and how much up? That's a bit quicker than doing the two formulas, isn't it? Would you agree with that? You can say slope AB. You just go slope AB. Slope AB minus 2 over 5. Slope BC 5 over 2. Gotten from diagram. Not measured, because measured would be using your protractor. You can also do the formula twice if you really want. I don't want to do the formula twice. And then what I next do is m1 multiplied by m2. So I'll do minus 2 over 5 multiplied by 5 over 2. And I get minus 1 equals minus 1. Hence they're perpendicular. Statements. Here's my statements. Okay. All tigers are cats. True or false? True. All tigers are classed as cats. I change it around. All cats are tigers. Is that false? Agreed? One's true and the other one is false. So here's what I'm going to say now. What did he say? All parallelograms are? Every parallelogram is a square. Well, that's false. Because false, because squares have 90 degree. Not all parallelograms have. So you say not all parallelograms. I probably spelled parallelogram wrong. Not all parallelograms have all four sides the same length. Would you agree that a square is a very specific parallelogram? All the angles are 90 and all the lengths are the same. It's a bit like a tiger being a subspecies of a cat. It's a very specific cat. Okay? Now, what's the converse of the statement? Every square is a parallelogram. Is that true or false? It's true. Because parallelograms, in a parallelogram, opposite sides have the same slope. In a square, they have the same slope. Opposite sides are the same length. And in a square, opposite sides are the same length. So every square is a parallelogram. What's 7.5 kilometers in meters? Okay. 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 The goal of this question is to work out what angle. The goal of this question is to work out angle E. Everybody see angle E? Okay. Do we do Pythagoras' theorem? Yes or no? What does Pythagoras' theorem find out? It will just find out what the length of the bottom side is. That's all it do. It won't do anything else. So we're not going to do Pythagoras' theorem. If we're not doing Pythagoras' theorem, what's the only other option? And what do I normally say when we're doing trigonometry? I usually say so, ka, toa. And I need to figure out which one I'm going to use. Is the issue here. Everybody got it? Which one do you think I'm going to use and why? Where you are using so. Who said that? Okay. How did he figure out we're using so? I need somebody else to tell me. Yes. $7,500 is the hypotenuse. We know the opposite because the opposite stares, the angle stares at the opposite. Adjacent is the bottom side, which we don't know the value of. So because we don't know the adjacent value, it rules out any of the combinations that have the letter A. And what's the only thing left? So, sine. What usually goes beside sine? Not yet. What usually goes beside sine? The angle you're talking about. What angle are we talking about in this question? We're talking about E, sine E. Opposite divided by hypotenuse. Good focus there. What's opposite? Opposite? Divided by? Okay. What's the only way a trigonometric angle question ends? It ends the same way every time. What do we press? We press shift and we press sine. And we get what's called sine inverse. And this is our way of finding out angles. Okay, put this in. And what do we get? You might be in radian mode. Is it 1.5? 1.5 degrees? Okay. I suppose that's about right. Airplanes don't be taking off at too steep an angle. They just barely get off the ground. We all good? Okay. Now, that's that one done. Alright. This probably won't come up per se, but would everybody agree that 20 minutes is 20 out of 60? And 20 out of 60 is 1/3. Okay. Shh. During part of its flight, a plane travels 596 kilometers in 2 hours and 20 minutes. Work out the average speed. Now, there's two ways of doing this. It's distance over time. We did this before, didn't we? Beginning of the year. Distance is. Time is. Now, you can do 2 hours and 20 minutes using that fancy button I showed you at the start of the year. Or you can do 598 divided by 2 and 1/3. Somebody spit you. Now, so what we're going to do is we're going to. Actually, I have to reduce the size of this. Okay. What I'm going to do is we're going to press the following. Okay. See this button above the plus? See the button above the plus? You go 568 divided by 2 shifts plus 2 hours. 20 shift plus minutes. 2 hours, 20 minutes. And then you press format. Decimal apparently. 256 kilometers an hour. 0.28. So 256.3. So 256.3 kilometers an hour. Okay. Now, the deal is, shh. Okay, I won't help you stand, right? Thank you. All right, here we go. Shh. You want the distance of A to C. You get it? You want A to C. Now, here's what I want from you first. I want you to get the distance of, we're going to call this one any letter of our choosing. We'll call this letter X. Is that okay? Actually, not X, because we're going to use X in a second. Shh. Y, thank you. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're all going to calculate the pink dotted line first. Everybody agreed? The pink dotted line belongs to the right angle triangle on the left. We're going to use Pythagoras' theorem to do this. What's the longest side in this triangle here? The 598. The longest side squared equals what? Shh. The longest side squared equals the shorter side squared and added together. What are the two shorter sides? X and 280 squared. Somebody really quick in the calculator. What is 590? We're going to bring the 280 squared over to the other side. So what's 598 squared minus 280 squared? Come on, guys. Sorry, one more time. 2. That's what I'm talking about. Square root it. Square root it. Can the answer be bigger than 598? Can the answer be bigger than 598? No. What you get when you square root it? What? 528.3? Okay. Shh. Lads, 10 more seconds of your time. 528.3. Shh. Now, stop packing for a minute. See the yellow one? Shh. Now, no noise, please. Thank you. I can't use Pythagoras' theorem to get the yellow one. Why? I only know one length, don't I? I only know the 280. Shh. I don't know anything else. So I'm going to call this x now. Everybody see that? That's the adjacent. That's the opposite. What function do you think I should use? I'm going to use tan, because tan works opposite and adjacent. What I'm going to do next is x is division on the left, which makes it. Oh, it's division on the right, which makes it multiplication on the left. The tan 35 is multiplication on the left, which makes it what? Division on the right. Okay? Everybody, before you leave, 280 divided by tan 35. Shh. Okay, so then there was 280 divided by tan 35. And what we got there was 132.7. 132.7 plus your 528. 528.3. You get 0, 1, carrier 1, 6. 661 kilometers.